Look at these graphics. Whoa, cameraman going crazy. Welcome to Wo Long Fallen Everything. With assassins and demons around every corner, I don't know how you step outside your house without getting plunge attacked. There's not much I have to cover on this title since it's actually a pretty modest and straightforward game experience compared to other Team Ninja games. With that said, let's get into it. Wo Long's story takes place during the period of the Han Dynasty collapse. What does that mean? I have no idea. I've never played a historical Chinese setting game before. All I know is that demons were real back in 184 AD and did not trust Taoists. The story is easy to follow, being mission-based and fast-paced, with sequences of events being sequential across many battlefields. I didn't find it too extraordinary, and the cutscenes playing at 2 frames per second probably didn't do too much to augment the experience. Something about man and bonds, I guess that's why I wasn't included in their drinking party. Story aside though, this is not my first Team Ninja game. I've played Nioh, Nioh 2, and SOP, so I've played most of this genre's catalog up to this point. I think this is the first game where you actively don't change the course of history. In the Nioh games and SOP, you play a pretty prominent role in changing or shaping history. But for Wo Long, you are a nameless militia who fights alongside many other historical figures. And while you do have a role for the most part, the game makes you play a more observer type of position, rather than being the chosen hero. I don't have an opinion if this is a good or bad change, since I don't know Chinese lore, but it was certainly a different approach. Hong Jing is a fictional character in the game Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. Alright, pack it up. And now onto the real reason you bought this game. I am you. Let's start with combat, because despite being the most simple of its genre, it's still got a lot of functions. Deflection is the main skill check of the entire game. Honestly, if you master this, you can easily carry yourself throughout battlefields well above your gear level. It's satisfying and well-implemented mechanic that works alongside other systems like wizardry and spirit management. Leveling and gearing in Wo Long is the most simplified and generous that I've experienced in these types of games, where you can freely reroll stats at any time for free, and there are only 5 virtues to upgrade, which clearly indicates what you're getting out of it. As for gearing, martial arts can be swapped and customized as long as you've discovered them, and embedding allows you to gain special effects as consumables that you can then attach to your gear, which cuts down on the grinding as you've already looted so much. Finally, I really enjoyed the spirit system. It rewards all playstyles of aggressive, passive, wizardry, and deflection-based approaches. There's no key pulse or stances in Wo Long, so I found any means of remaining in positive spirit and expending it in bursts to be my strategy. There is also the fortitude and morale system, which is a creative way of rewarding players for exploring battlefields as well as performing well against enemies and bosses. It really hits home when you land that critical parry against the boss and you see your damage go up because you just stole their morale. Next, there are also collectibles in most battlefields, but let's just say they're rather disappointing. It's all randomized loot, and while there are some hidden quests you get from the hermits in the village, I wouldn't even bother following up with them because of how unrewarding they are. That being said, don't neglect the flags. Always remember to honor the flag. As for game progression, if you've played any of the other titles I've mentioned prior, then this one is no different. There are 5 difficulties, 3 DLC additions, and a long endgame that expands 10,000. Surprised? I'm not. SOP had 99,999. As you progress, enemies naturally get tougher, but so do you, as gear drops become higher tier. The 1,000-mile journey though was actually clickbait, as it extends much further, but its rewards are primarily just for finalizing set bonuses that you're aiming for. There is transmog in this game, but most of it is actually rather unimpressive compared to past titles, but I'm probably biased since I'm not going for cool armor this time. If you're also wondering if this game has smithing text or its equivalent, then yes, there is. And yes, the drop rate is abysmal. Thankfully, these tomes have directories this time and display which bosses drop what. Unfortunately, it does not tell you which missions contain that boss, so you have to do your own searching. It's never easy in these games, I swear. Last thing I want to say though is that in true Team Ninja tradition, the optimization is of course terrible. Now with my new PC setup, I experienced no disruptions both in single gameplay and playing co-op with my friend. That being said, the cutscenes were very botched and the water textures during certain missions would pixelate at certain angles. I can imagine it being rather unplayable for a lower to mid-range setup, so just be advised. But that's it for this journey. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty has been a good experience and rather a good blueprint of a game. It has a unique gameplay approach that needs more content, but I like what they got going here and I do hope they expand on this IP. After all, this is the prelude to where everyone starts throwing hands at each other.